Yo, what's up, y'all? It's your boy Z-Dougie, and today we are going to be going over a cool Ableton delay trick. So I've got an example here with an unreleased song. We're going to give it a listen and then go over the technique. So this is a unreleased collab with my boy Drew Beats, and it goes from like a heavier section of the song, something like this. And we're transitioning into like a deeper, vibier drop that sounds kind of like this. And so with those two things in mind and trying to get between them, we wanted to do something really like dramatic and kind of trippy. And this vocal delay trick, but it doesn't have to be used on vocals. It can be applied to anything. It really carried the weight for what we're doing. And so this is what the actual transition sounds like. You're going to be paying attention to the vocals, and then we're going to be learning how to do that. Cool. So you get the idea. It makes for a lot of really interesting textures and repitching, and it's very easy to set up. So let's take a look at it. So I've got the actual one that we're using in the song here, and then I've got a clean one where I've taken everything off of it. And we're going to go ahead and set up this delay as if we're doing it for the first time. So we'll just drop a delay on here. Let me switch these. All right, and so we've just got clean.
I'm breaking, 'cause my diamonds got 'em.
And so now we've got this delay on here, and what we're gonna do, it's really only a few clicks. We're going to unlink them, and then we're gonna turn left and right to the time mode. And then I like doing ping pong as well, so that you get the stereo width and everything, and it can make some crazy effects. But all we're doing here is we're going to automate the left and right by the milliseconds and independently. And so with repitch mode on, you kind of get like an old school tape delay repitch, as if the tempo is changing or something. But you can make the left and right do different things, and it can be really trippy and make some crazy textures. And so let's go ahead and set that up. So make sure we're not in the piano roll mode. We'll click A, and then it opens up the automation menu. So we're going to go click this left, and then we're going to click this plus right here. And then we're going to go click the right, and then we're going to go click this plus. All right, so now we have both of these set up to where we can just start doing some crazy stuff. And there really is no perfect method to it. We're just going to start doing stuff. And so we'll see what something like this sounds like. Right, so it's a pretty crazy effect if you're doing big, drastic changes or slopes like this, but we can get some more fine-tuned stuff with smaller changes. But really what's happening here is the sound is being repitched as needed with the change of delay, and then we're going to be jerking it back and forth. And so that's why it's still going to do the delay out from the repitching change, or the process of the repitch happening, and you get all these overlapping pitches of whatever you're automating. And so let's see what doing something a little smaller might sound like. So we'll start lower down here, and then I like doing this little like jerking up and down motion at the end of a sample, and you can get some really interesting artifacts off the tail delay.
I'm breaking.
Oh, gotta turn it on first.
I'm breaking.
See, so that's sounding pretty cool. It's super metallic-y, and you get that little bit of extra texture on the end of it. We can just keep playing around with it and see what happens.
I'm breaking.
I think we start them a little more different. Have those kind of opposites. Yeah, that's pretty cool. And then over here, we just do the same thing. Just start dragging and see if you like how it sounds. Yeah, that's cool too. You can do just little bits right before and really like throw it into a longer delay or repitch. Something like that. See, I think I want the longer delay on the end, so maybe we just let this one slope up, and then we let this one be kind of crazy and suck back into a lower one, and this just slowly is gonna get bigger. Yeah, so with this in mind, you can apply it to anything: hi-hats, drums, sub bass, literally whatever you want. And then you can just freeze it and flatten it. And so now we've got this frozen and flattened, and you've got a whole new textured vocal and everything. And again, the freezing and flattening might not be the most useful on this, but for something like hi-hats or percussion or snare drums, anything like that, then you can get some crazy textures that might end up being a main element of your drum beat. Maybe I'll do a video on using this to make drum beats and stuff later, but I had an example in an unreleased song. This song is super sick, and I love the way this whole transition turned out. So that's the main idea, and then this is how it actually ended up in the song. Now, there's some other stuff on this track. You don't have to pay attention to all that, but this is how the actual delay ended up in the song. Yeah, and this is another interesting thing I didn't mention earlier, but because it's delaying, the automation will continue to affect the sound even after the audio. It's a delay, so there's tons of artifacts happening, and that's how I get the after the fact, like suck up or down into a new pitch, and you get those crazy like sweeping effects. That little high pitch effect sound is coming from this right here and this right here, with the lower one taking longer. Yeah, so overall, there's nothing really crazy to it. There's no serious science to it. Just unlink and then put them on time mode. Make sure it's on repitch. I like ping pong, and then you can play around with all the other settings as well and get even more interesting things. But just as a basic concept, it's a few buttons, and you can get some really unpredictable, really, really cool stuff just by dragging around some automation. So I hope it helps, and I hope you do something cool with it. See you on the next one.